Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girl.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Let's go. First down, Bengals.
Hands up, lead.
Watching the fire. Wild Bill,
Watch this.
Under 10.
On a jet sweep, they get this to Cooks. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be second and 11.
Brings up second and 11. At the 39-yard line.
Check tight.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Mixon with a first down carry. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. And there on the tackle, Shaq Lawson. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here's the throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line.
First down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Dalton gives to Bernard, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They run for it with Mixon. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Watch twins. Watch twins.
Get it.
On first down, Hill. And this will be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Ready, set.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
All day, baby, all day.
Now a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Ready, 60 Pittsburgh.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Now.
Out of the gun, this is Howard. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now it's Mixon running right. Shedding the tackle, and he's got room. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
First down, here's the run with Anderson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. So a designed run last play. Now Dalton to pass. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Byron Jones. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
From the end zone, Hill. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is out of bounds up past the 10. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. Running from the gun with Howard. And some space here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have...
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Jennings was the one he was looking for. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down and 4, Dalton gets it to his running back, Bernard. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He gets it to Cooks. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. From the 31, Hill tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Jennings was the one he was looking for. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. He's got a first down and more past the 30. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon. Touchdown number 22 on the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they've ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out. Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now Hill looking to throw on first. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Hurry, hurry. Go.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, Delta.
Here's Hill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
An 8-yard loss brings up 4th down.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
70, Indy.
They'll stay on the ground. Ballage again. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44. There you go.
3rd down from the gun. Dalton. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzama. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On third down, Mixon losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Here we go. At their own 18-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Defensively, Sam Hubbard, the former Buckeye, there to stop him.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
218, jump.
32-yard line.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Jermaine Pratt there on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. He can run for it, and he will. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down.
Sanders for the Dolphin field goal. A 43-yard.
Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins have tied things up here in the 4th. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. That a 92-yard kick return. And the Bengals have taken the lead. This game wasn't tied for long. How about that? A big return here in the 4th.
And this is that time of game where every big play is magnified. 4th quarter, kick return for a touchdown. You've got to feel great about your chances at this stage of the game.
Yeah, they regain the lead. Now we'll see if they can hold it.
At their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
He was brought down by Trey.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
From just shy of midfield, Hill nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
A big third down pickup of 20 yards. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. A give to Howard. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 38, Hill. On the crossing route, complete. That's Grant. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 at the 19. Now Balaj. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Again, it's Balaj. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4 down. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Kalen Balaj, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Once again, they run with Mixon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
On 2nd down, Mixon. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Back to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So now it's 4th down and short, and whatever they do, run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an option, but as you also said, they've got to do it quickly and get back to the line of scrimmage.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. Running right through it. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
There's no doubt that 2nd and 1 is a time when teams like to take a big shot downfield and try and pick up a big play. In this case, they're content running just the quarterback sneak and getting exactly what they wanted, a 1st down.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. They'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one.